So, sharing today a bit kind of elaboration on this beautiful poem by Rabindranath Tagore, where the mind is without fear, where the mind is without fear, and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever widening thought and action, into that heaven or freedom. My Father, let my country awake. So, this is more like a prayer, which Tagore ji has for all of us, mankind, for the mankind to live our truth and not to succumb to any external pressure at all, to live and strive for our truth. And there is only one truth basically for all of us, which is to live in the divine essence that we are. And for that, when one begins to strive to unite with that divine essence within us, then only our mind can be without fear. So when Tagore says, where the mind is without fear, I cannot be without fear if I don't have this aspiration to unite with the divine essence. When I have this single pointed goal in life, that I know that I have a higher possibility and I'm not going to give it up, I'm going to find this higher possibility. Only then one can really strive and go forward to unite without fear of any kind. No person, no situation, no external circumstance then can stop once one has this intense aspiration. Only then the head can be held high. When I know, when I'm looking to a higher possibility, only then head can be held high. If I always keep on looking at my past, I will always be down. My head cannot be held high. So my mind can be without fear, my head can be held high only when I look towards a future which is more than what I presently am. A future which is my higher possibility, which my divine possibility, in which I have complete faith, where knowledge is free. The knowledge to know yourself fully. No one can stop you from doing that. Because we are coming from the divine, we are fathomless. So knowing ourselves in full freedom, no stopping to that, is our birthright to know ourselves fully. Where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls. Look at the way we live. We think that we only belong to those 4 domestic walls. Those 4 people have have more right on us than any other person. Why do we do that? Why do we only belong to those four people in the narrow four walls of our house? Who has told not to unite with the whole of mankind? Why to constrict your life only within the four walls of those four people around you? Who is stopping you? To give them the most priority only and spend most of the hours of your life within those four walls or four persons, and imagining that rest of the world does not belong to you. Who has stopped you? Where the words come out from the depth of truth. And how would the words come out from the depths of truth? For that we need to break all these barriers put on us from anywhere. To find our truth, we have to break the barriers. We don't have to accept any barrier on ourselves. Go deeper and deeper, not accepting any barrier. Only then the words can come out of truth. Where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, not believing into buying into any beliefs of how limited I am. Only then I can strive towards perfection tirelessly, knowing that I am more than what I think I am. And let us explore how much I am, because I don't even know. And tirelessly strive towards that infinity that I am, that boundlessness that I am, not buying into people who want to tell you how limited you are, not buying into them at all, not buying into your own ideas of limitedness, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. So look at your life, look at our lives. Are we just addicted out of habit to persons in our lives, to situations in our lives, just because they are part of our life for so long? I just continue to burden myself more and more, even in the coming future, in the coming present, just because I have a habit to live with that person or a habit to live in such a such way. I don't even clearly think what is good for me, what is good for others. So the clear stream of reason has lost its way into a dead habit. I just think that I cannot live without that person or that situation or that circumstance. And just because I think that I cannot live without it, who am I without it? Just owing to this dead habit, I keep on fueling the habit rather than breaking it. Not even able to think clearly for the others and myself. Where the mind is led forward by thee, only divine must be the guiding force in our life, not any person, any situation. Where the mind is led forward by thee, by the divine, into ever widening thought and action. So if we see that my thought and action are limited in nature, if I see that my thought is very, very kind of, uh, bounded in my own limited beliefs, then it cannot be led forward by thee. So one has to expand one's horizons, not allow any restrictions on horizons, expanding horizons. No one must be able to stop you from expanding further, looking up to the divine. No one. Into that heaven of freedom, my Father, let my country awake. Let my whole being awake into that heaven of freedom. Only that is life. Rest all is death. Only this further progressing, only this further widening of our beings is life. Rest all is death.